samurai. But I will sacrifice everything for my home.
Developer Sucker Punch Production isn't new to the open world genre, but with Ghost of Tsushima, the developer has taken a different approach. There is no new weapon per se, as the katana you start the game with is your companion till the end. You do have the option to upgrade it. However, the game does evolve with its gameplay mechanics throughout the journey, introducing new abilities and toys to your arsenal until you transform from samurai to the ghost completely. Ghost of Tsushima is unlike any open world game I have ever played, especially when you take a look at traversal, the depth of optional stories, and even combat. Ghost of Tsushima is a very enjoyable journey, be it the story, combat, or simply exploring the land of Tsushima. Let me explain. The story of Ghost of Tsushima isn't one set in history. Rather, it draws inspiration from the Mongol invasion of the island of Tsushima in 1270. You don the role of Jin Sakai, one of the last surviving samurais on the island of Tsushima after the Mongol invasion. There are no branching paths, no alternate stories, and no moral system at play here. This is the story of Jin, who needed to play dirty when things got rough. He is an honorable samurai who must walk a very different path than he is used to in order to save his homeland from the Mongol invasion. Throughout the story, you will see Jin reflect on his training as a samurai and how he deviates from it to become the ghost who ignites fear in the hearts of his enemies. One thing to note is that the story is divided into 3 adventures. The main narrative called Jin's Story, Tales of Tsushima, which are the big side quests, and finally Mystic Tales, which are legends on the island that you must uncover. In addition to these 3 parts, there are other activities that you can take on, like saving villagers or people captured by the Mongols. The main plot of Ghost of Tsushima may seem simple on the surface, but it is the deep relationships these characters develop that will keep you hooked till the end. One story had me fighting alongside a companion only for him to turn into a foe at a time I least expected. Gameplay in Ghost of Tsushima can be broadly categorized into action, be it stealth or katana-based fights, and exploration. There is no HUD or minimap to speak of, and a swipe of the touchpad will pull a gush of wind directing you to your next objective. This helps you stay immersed in the open world itself rather than keeping an eye on a map in the corner. It is a small detail, but one that makes a world of a difference. There are some shrines which need you to traverse the environment to get to them. These are linear parkour sections of the game and are a lot of fun. There is no wall running like Prince of Persia, and you can't climb every ledge like Assassin's Creed. It is a set path that you must follow. Moving over to combat, this is where the game evolves as you progress. You have your trusted katana with you along with a knife for stealth kills, and you can upgrade the strength of the katana as you progress. There are 4 different stances that you can learn in the game, and each stance is effective against a different type of enemy. One stance is good for swordmen, another for those with shields, one for those with spears, so on and so forth. In addition to stances, there are also attacks that you can block, some that you can parry, and some you need to dodge. That is the basics of combat when you encounter the Mongols. However, you are not just a katana-wielding samurai. You are the Ghost of Tsushima. You have throwing knives called kunai, which can stagger and in some cases dispatch foes. You have smoke bombs in case things get too hectic and you need to make a quick escape. You also have sticky bombs. You can distract enemies with wind chimes or firecrackers for stealthy takedowns. How you approach a fight is entirely up to you. The beauty of the combat is that it gets really hectic, keeping you at the edge of your seat. One wrong move and the enemy has drained 90% of your health. The combat is grounded, making each strike count. Every hit from your katana has impact value, and every strike has the potential to be deadly. Changing the difficulty doesn't give enemies more health, it just makes them more aggressive. A headshot from an arrow is instant death. If the foe is wearing a helmet, then a shot to the face is an instant kill. The grounded nature of the combat is what makes it so much fun. Developer Sucker Punch has done an incredible job of making the combat feel fast-paced without making it feel cumbersome or difficult. It doesn't feel too repetitive either, and it is not a button masher. It's all about patience, reflex timing, and strategy. In addition to your health, you also have Resolve, represented by yellow balls above your health. Resolve can be used to replenish health at any time and also execute certain special moves. You also have ranged weapons in the form of a half bow and a long bow, both of which bring different types of arrows for you to use. From arrows that can explode to the ones that set enemies ablaze, there are quite a few options to choose from. The bow is one of your best friends if you want to take on a stealthy approach or take down a foe at a distance. With all that I've mentioned above, the fact that you have one katana as your main weapon seems pretty trivial now, doesn't it? One of my favorite encounters in the game are duels. These are one-on-one samurai katana battles. You could call them boss battles, but they are so much more than that. From the majestic setting these battles take place in, to their cinematic opening and the fast-paced action, these battles give you very little time to breathe and last no more than a few minutes. But each duel feels only a couple of seconds long, as you have to swiftly plan your attacks at the speed of light. These duels really test your skills and are all the more fun at higher difficulties where the enemies bring on their full aggression. Overall, when I started playing the game, I felt the combat would get too repetitive, too fast, but with the diversity in the arsenal, tactics and enemies on offer, this is one game I'm still playing, especially for the duels and some slick combat encounters. Ghost of Tsushima is a stunning game and a swan song to the power of the PS4. It has a dynamic weather system and looks breathtaking, especially if you play it on an HDR TV. Jin's armor deserves special mention. There are a variety of armors that you can equip, each with its own strength, and you can also customize the color of the armor. You will collect flowers throughout the world, which are used as currency to buy different color schemes for each armor. Moving to the sound design, it is a somber and peaceful tune and gives you the feeling of Zen, only picking up in intensity when you enter combat. Combat is dominated by the clash of swords and enemies calling out to one another, drowning out the background score, which is just loud enough to keep your blood pumping. Even though you can play the game in a Japanese voice-over from the get-go, I played it in English and enjoyed the voice acting overall. No complaints here. There are some cutscenes I wish I could skip, but that's a niggle in an otherwise epic adventure. I must say I am more addicted to Ghost of Tsushima than I thought I'd be. Every time I put the controller down and decided to call it a day, my hands itched to get back to the game, to have one more duel, one more sword fight, one more gang of Mongols to take down and show them who's boss. Apart from some camera angle hiccups, some random invisible walls and annoying cutscenes I can't fast forward, this is truly a brilliant open world game, eliminating some of the grinding mechanics plaguing franchises like Assassin's Creed. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order brought with it some great lightsaber duels, and I must say Ghost of Tsushima trumps those duels. A worthy game if you enjoy open world adventures, and my personal game of the year so far. Thank you so much guys for watching, and for more from the world of technology and gaming, you can subscribe to our channel.